Well, we've been asked to provide a movie demonstrating the use of the broad scale labelling techniques that are available in gCADPlus. There are many landscape designers who prefer to use the same symbol. Here it's a symbol called tree, and if we come over here, it's also called tree. It's the same symbol. So it's been used all through this design, but under gCADPlus and broad scale planting, we can attach a plant database file or label a group of symbols or so on, or draw a schedule. So a lot of designers will like to say, well, there's 3 of that particular species there, 1 of this one, 4 of that callistemum species, and they're tagged. You can see a line links the insertion point of each symbol, but I stress it's the same symbol, so we're using very few sims and tagging them with different species. Let's switch to another design and we'll have another look. Here's another example of it, typically used on screen planting on larger scale properties. So exactly the same applies, but this time we've combined that with some dimensioning showing that these taller trees in the middle of the screening are to be set 15 metres apart, and here's a little 10-metre scale, and there are some smaller shrubs all on the side, and I've missed that one there. I didn't link that one in, and some other acacias and other species on the inside of the shelter built. So this might be for a farm, and it might stretch over 1 kilometre or more around a rather large field or paddock. Let's have a look at another one, and this one here, and I'll demonstrate how the tools work, is for quite a large property with an awkward sort of boundary, but let's take the distance command and measure from here to that boundary. So it's 27 metres from the edge of the house to the back boundary, so that's a very large site. So if we have a look in here, we've used the same symbol. We've gone into the broad scale gCADPlus, broad scale planting, and we're going to label a group of symbols. So up pops the little tiny plant database file that's associated with the drawing, and we have to select a species for plant list that's attached to the drawing. We want to let me move this away, we want to tag these sort of smallish medium shrubs, if you like, in that zone. So we're going to tag this one here, and we've done that, so we say OK, and the next prompt says do we want to single one or multi. This will be a multiple one, so select a symbol, we select there, and then the next one. Can you see how the line joins the centre of those 2 symbols? Now the input label for the text, and the height of the text, I think I was working at 500, I may have to change that, and in they go, and unselect all. So those 2 symbols, and that's a symbol called new small shrub, as is this one, and they've been labelled. I think this one must have been 375, so I can reduce the height of this to be consistent, make that 375. So can you see it's very easy to tag groups for this sort of boundary planting, and it would be tedious. There would be no point in going all the way around there and doing all of this. So what I'd be inclined to do is take a group such as this, they're all labelled, and I'd be inclined to copy them down here, and we just say put a label on there, standard 100-metre planting belt. We go from one end to the other, and we've got 150-metre planting belt. So it's pretty easy to make a legend that shows the labelling and identification of the plants in there. I'll get rid of this one for the moment because I just want to show you how easy it is to generate the plant schedule. So it's gCADPlus, broad scale planting, and draw the schedule of linked plants. So we can input a first point there and second point like so, and in goes the plant schedule. That we might want to move that. It's a block, so it can be moved down through there. And as if we were to go around and label every plant and a thing, we could make a schedule like so. But I would find it far easier and more efficient, I think, to say that in a 150 metre block we're going to use 4 sycamores, 1 albizia, 6 juneberries and a black chokeberry, 3 of those in a little zone from there to there. Well, it's about 100 metres, so I think we've got a nice way of working in a design such as this. So you can see it worked differently. Those of you who have played with the other way of doing plants, plant schedules and lists and so on here, would be familiar with the flexibility that gives you, and you'll have an individual symbol for each species. This is a way of working in a totally different way. 1 or 2 or 3 little symbols can be used over and over again, and each associated with a different species.